When I was 15, like everyone at my age, I was a full-on edgelord, although I did not know how to visually express it, but an edgelord at heart nonetheless. And like any young artist who discovered the overlay mode, I assumed that I was a professional and knew more than everyone else. Ego at its finest. Hence, when I chanced upon painting this piece one warm summer evening, it was the mark of my spiral to insanity. To me, the first piece heralded a great omen at that time, where I could see an idea, a potential masterpiece waiting to be uncovered once I got better at doing my craft. And so, from time to time, from that point on, I would regularly paint this same piece of a massive tree with the assumption of residency on a cliff overlooking some distant lands, with little hanging lanterns and all. The journey was tumultuous and inconsistent. On some paintings I was improving, at other times I was just downright doing a worse job. Compounding to that was the switch from using Sketchbook Pro with a mouse to Photoshop using a drawing tablet, which skewed my perception of progress. Eventually culminating into my 2017 breakdown, where I had a falling out with digitalart, also because my screen got broken. In that year, I took up once again paper and pencil, settled down, started from ground zero, drew portraits, and guess what? Decided to draw the motherfucking treehouse once again. Oh yeah, baby. Even during my traditional phase around 2017 to 2019, that idea of a giant tree on a cliff never left my mind, fervorously haunting me, a twisted indicator of my prowess in the craft and study of drawing and painting. And so, from digital using a mouse, to digital using a tablet, to pencil and paper, I eventually found myself doing watercolor with it. Can't you see, or are you blind? This tree painting was like a fucking walking litmus test I placed in my head. Fortunately, 2019 was sort of the end of it. After 5 years of being haunted by that tree, a good chunk of my attention was diverted into comics and watercolor. Then a time after that, I returned to digital painting in 2020, and until the latter half of 2021, it was it. I once again found myself getting ready to paint the tree again. Only this time, there was something different about it. Even during the preparation before painting, I harnessed every will, experience, and skill that I learned all throughout my traditional phase and returned to digital art. Gathered every piece of reference, systematically modified the sketch, the composition, the lighting, mood, and everything. I did not focus on making a masterpiece. Instead, a display of everything I taught myself infused into this piece of artwork, in the medium I started with all those years ago, which was digital art. And what I made was not a masterpiece, not some paradigm-changing work, nor a significant professional piece, no. What I made that evening, in my cold, lonely, damp dorm room, was peace. It was as if a heavy weight was lifted from my chest, a sort of peace of mind that I had grown and learned truly. What stood before me, flickering lights from a glorious 1366 by 768 4-year-old LCD screen in a 6-year-old laptop, was immaculate proof that things do get better in time, so long as we strive to be consistent, not to falter in the face of stress and adversity, to be cautious but keep on moving, and eventually get to where we most desire. Looking back at it, my spiral down into insanity, loneliness, and isolation has in many ways changed me for the better. In a way that I appreciate camaraderie, friendships, and relationships with more delicate care. The same way my haunting litmus test of a tree has towards my practice of art. Suffering is cyclical. It'll always come around, but at the same time, always temporary. I hope that this journey of mine might be analogous to what you might have experienced or are experiencing at the moment, and that it brings you a sense of peace or something useful. Because honestly, this back and forth between me and that painting of a tree. I don't think this is the end of it. One day I'm gonna paint that tree again, but it's gonna be something big, be it metaphorically or literally, or perhaps both. Who knows? Well, that's the end of the video, I guess. That's all I can say. But yeah, thank you, whoever you are, who stuck with me, but it's just me listening to my own voice. Well, that would be all, and thank you for your time. Goodbye.